up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BAMGPG. I'll be your host, Bryson.
And I'll be your co-host, Ben.
And today we're going to do a full-round mock draft with the Browns. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And go check out our TikTok, BAMGPG.
Yeah, Bryson, so we're going to get into a 4-round mock draft. This time it is going to be with those hopeless Cleveland Browns, right? So, but before we get into that, I just kind of want to bring this up here real quick. So the Jacksonville Jaguars made a trade today, Bryson. They traded away Christian Kirk. Could you guess what they got for him?
7th round pick.
A 7th round draft pick and a bag of chips. So the Jaguars, they're out there wheeling and dealing, getting a 7th round pick for, a pretty serviceable wide receiver in Christian Kirk. So this one's a little bit of a head scratcher.
And a bag of chips.
And a bag of chips. So this one, Bryson, to me, is a little bit of a head scratcher. I think there probably would have been a little bit better of a market out there for him. But, the Jaguars are out there making some moves. So Christian Kirk is on his way to the Texans in exchange for a 7th round pick. And then I think we touched on it in the bag of chips. And we touched on it a little bit yesterday, Bryson, but the Bears, they've been active this offseason once again. So they've gone out, they're trying to address their offensive line. They did pull that Chiefs guard.
They're winning the offseason.
Yeah, so the Bears. So this is the Bears fans. So the Bears have, 2 objectives every season, right? So check the box, check the box. First objective, win the offseason. So they get to hang the banner there. They check the box there. And then their second one's to finish 4th in the NFC North. So that box will be checked later this year as well. So digressing from that, we will go ahead and get started in our mock draft, Bryson. So here we go. We are the Cleveland Browns. So we have the number 2 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Our positions in need, what we're going to be looking for here are quarterback, running back, tackle, and cornerback. So like we've mentioned, the Browns, they don't know it. They don't believe it. Their GM and coach, they're fighting for their job right now. So they don't want to start tearing down. But, the Browns need to start tearing that team apart, restarting fresh. Then that all starts with getting a quarterback, right? Watson hasn't been great for him. That's been a failed experiment, failed trade for all purposes. So they need to start tearing down and rebuilding. And that's going to start with a quarterback. So we'll certainly look at that if available here in this draft. So without any more delay, Bryson, I'm going to go ahead and kick this draft off. And we have a little bit of a shakeup here. So the Tennessee Titans went with a cornerback out of Colorado, Travis Hunter. Fantastic player. Played both ways at college there in Colorado, wide receiver and cornerback. Probably a little bit stronger at cornerback. We'll see if he can play both ways at the next level. But that brings us on the clock here, Bryson. And I will take the first pick here tonight. And then I'll let you take the second. So on the board here, so we have Myles Garrett right now on Cleveland. Doesn't seem like we want to part ways with him. We'll see if that mentality, mindset changes here later this offseason. Probably should, but we'll see. So for right now, we have Myles Garrett on the defensive side. So edge rusher's probably not something we want to address right off the bat. So what's available here? You got the top wide receiver, McMillan. You got a interior defensive lineman, Graham, and you got the top running back, Ashton Jeanty, available. So we do need a running back. I am going to address the running back position here in the first round for the Browns, because I'm going to put myself in their GM's mindset a little bit, right? So they still want to try to compete. They still believe they can win. Probably not reality, but we're going to put ourselves in their mindset here, and we are going to take a running back here at the number 2 pick, and Ashton Jeanty.
Okay.
So let's scroll back up, just do a quick recap here of the first round. So we went with Ashton Jeanty with the second pick. Top edge rusher, Abdul Carter, went 3rd to the Giants. McMillan, wide receiver for Jacksonville, went 5th. Mike Green, probably second best edge rusher, went to Carolina. The Bears went with a tackle, Will Campbell. They needed to address that again. The Bears are winning the offseason like they normally do. And let's scroll down here to Green Bay. So Green Bay went with Jalen Walker.
Just want to point out something real quick.
Yeah.
Cam Ward fell to 21.
Cam Ward, he did. He fell down to pick 21 in this year's draft class. You know, there are this year, Bryson, it's not deep at quarterback, right? There are a lot of teams that need a quarterback, a lot of teams that need to start, fresh with a kind of up and coming franchise guy, and it's
And the
not deep.
Steelers are one of them.
Steelers are absolutely one of them, and it's not a deep draft. You got Sanders, Cam Ward, and then draw the line from there. But yeah, surprising in this draft, Cam Ward did go number 21, dropped to 21 to Pittsburgh. And then Green Bay went with a linebacker, Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Maybe he's a good player. Green Bay has other positions we'll probably address there, probably more of those premier positions, like an edge rusher, wide receiver, cornerback. That's what I fully expect coming up here, but yeah, you never know. And then scrolling down here towards the end of the first, and we are back on the clock in the second round. So we've addressed our running back position, Bryson, and we are on the clock.
Let's look at quarterback.
Let's go to quarterback.
So Sanders.
Sanders is on the board. Shedeur Sanders.
Let's definitely look at him.
Yeah, so I mean, he graded out 90.9 at his position, passing grade 90.5. Intermediate passes, he had a 90.8. No pressure, he's 93, fantastic. Deep passes, 94.8. Again, fantastic. Hunter helped a lot with that. And then his pressure grade, it's just slightly below average, which, pretty decent for a lot of when you're looking at what's available in this draft. That's not bad. And he had 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions and 4,100 yards on the season. So he had a great season at Colorado.
I'm going to take him.
So we're taking Sanders in the second round.
If he's in the second round, you have to take him.
Absolutely. So that brings us to round 3. So we've got our quarterback. We got our running back. We need a tackle and cornerback. So the top available cornerback right now here is Darian Porter from Iowa State. And Porter had a fantastic combine. I don't know. I think we've reviewed some of his stats from the combine. I mean, he looked great. So he graded out a 79.4. His coverage grade is fantastic, a 90.1. His man coverage, it's slightly below average at 63.5. His zone coverage is fantastic, 91.1. He had 3 picks on the year. And size-wise, he's 6'4", 200 pounds. So he's a big boy. Big boy. Yeah, wide receiver turned cornerback. So yeah, he's a big boy at cornerback. That's that's not typical for a cornerback to be 6'4". So he's up there in size for a cornerback. Certainly different. So I like him a lot. Let me take a look, see what else we have available here at corner. So Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech. So really nothing real strong outside of him. Kobe Bryant, possibly in the later rounds. I like him a lot from Kansas. But I'm going to go with Darian Porter from Iowa State here with this pick, Bryson.
Okay.
All right, so we are on the clock, Bryson. 4th round for the Cleveland Browns. So we've addressed quarterback, and running back. So we can go best available, kind of go through positions that way. We do need a tackle. You got Anthony Belton available.
Yeah, let's look at him.
All right. Otherwise, you have Tez Johnson. I like him a lot too. So Anthony Belton. So he graded out at 73.6. He allowed 3 sacks on the season, 1 quarterback hit, 8 hurries. Run blocking is not his strong point. 69.4. Pass blocking, fantastic, 87.3. And size-wise, so he plays, they got him listed as a guard here, but in the draft here, they have him as tackle, and he's got a 6'6", 336-pound frame, so it makes sense that he'll probably play on the outside, play tackle at the next level. If he does have some guard experience, that'll certainly help him give Cleveland more versatility, right? Because that's one position in this in the league, right? The offensive line. Across the board, you're going to see some nicks and dings throughout the season, so there's going to be some shuffling of the deck throughout the year. So having that versatility and experience at other positions on the line where you can move up or down from center to tackle, that's, golden. So Anthony Belton, he is available. He is our top tackle in the draft right now.
Let's take him.
Anthony Belton. So we're going to draft him in the 4th round. So, oh, that was the third. We had 2 picks in the third, so we went with that. So we've addressed all positions and needs here, so we can double up on some if we wanted to. I want to take a look here. Let's take a look at safety. Let's look at best available. So you graded out 82.3, coverage 66, run defense fantastic, 93.5. Let's go down to Jeffrey Bassett, linebacker from Oregon, 73.4. Pass rush 67, run defense 72, coverage is 70. So pretty average stats here for Bassa. Isaiah Bond, I like him. Let's take a look at him. So 60. So he had a little bit of a down year. That's a little bit rough here. So receiving grade 70, grade versus man coverage not great, 62.7. And he's 5'11", 180. So he's probably more of your slot wide receiver here at the next level.
Yeah.
So it's kind of slim picking. I'm going to go with the safety, Ransom from Ohio State with their pick here. Let's strengthen our defense here in Cleveland. You know, they've had a great defense historically over the last several years. So let's go ahead and make that a strong point for us here. I'm going to go ahead and take the safety from Ohio State here, Ransom.
All right.
So that'll round out our draft, 4-round mock draft for the Cleveland Browns, Bryson. So Ashton Genty, they gave me a C. They didn't like that one too much.
Really?
Sanders, a B+, Darian Porter,
What?
an A, Anthony Belton, a B+, and Ransom, a B+. So overall, we had a B+ on the draft. So we ranked in the top 39% for Cleveland. So let us know, Cleveland fans, how would you feel about, your first 4 rounds of the draft looking like this? You get your running back, you get a great quarterback, you get, a cornerback that's, not typical size, but, he had a fantastic combine. He's 6'4" cornerback from Iowa State. And you got a tackle, pretty decent tackle from North Carolina State and Belton. And, we kind of reinforced that secondary on the defense a little bit by taking Ransom from Ohio State. So let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you expect from the Cleveland draft coming up here. And Bryson, as always,
Let's go, Pack, go.